Hey, we got a new project. I'm Jason, on this stupid little channel here. I got this little toy hauler here, and by little I mean it's little. Basically, this fits into this with inches to spare. I only have a half-ton truck, so to be able to go out, bring that with, and camp with any kind of comforts, this was our option. You can see that it's got these almost like little tent things that tip out. This one is enclosed. It's kind of a neat little unit, but the problem I have is if, and likely when, I break the razor, it's hard enough to drive it into here and then weasel my way out because I'm fat. I can't imagine how I would actually be able to stuff it back into here with something being broken on it. It just has the regular tie-down D-rings. I've already had it come loose once and smack into the counter here. That sucked. I ended up putting this aluminum, almost like veneer, on it to fix it. This is just a cover that covers up the range top so that we have more actual usable counter space. But we really like it. We're getting ready to go on a little trip, so but we're going like 5 hours away down to Missouri. We live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I want to know that if I break something on the razor, whether it just doesn't work or there's some sort of carnage underneath, I've got a way that I can load it back into there. And so I decided I need a way to actually be able to pull it in. There's no guarantee that the winch on the razor, is going to be functioning. Just trying to think of everything. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a box.
What's in the fucking box?
I don't have a winch on my utility trailer, and I'd been wanting one anyway for out there, but I needed to make it removable because I don't want people with sticky fingers running off with my stuff. So I decided I would do the same system, make a removable mount. Now it's a 5,500 pound winch, but it's never going to be pulling that hard just trying to get the razor up into here or onto my other trailer. I am concerned about the fact that it's just a basically thick plywood floor. There's aluminum underneath there, but I don't want to drill into that because it's part of the structure of the trailer. So I need to come up with a mounting system that I can install myself and spreads out the weight enough that I'm comfortable with it being able to pull the machine back in. So I went down to the supply store and got some steel. It's the best way to do it. I shopped the bargain bin, basically. Just scrap drops from other customers' orders that they sell cheap. All right, that was easy. There they are. Here's the goods. So basically I'm going to weld up a mount and come up with a way to bolt it in there by myself and make it work. I also got a battery box and a new deep cycle whatever. Trust me, it's a deep cycle battery. And then it's a group 24 battery that I got in a 31 box, group 31 box, and there should be room for the solenoids and other wiring once I trim it all up. So that's the plan, and I guess I should just start getting to work, cutting stuff up and seeing what I can come up with. This is what I came up with. I stacked up 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch so that there was room underneath this plate for hardware. And since my plan is to be able to install this myself, I wanted to be able to drop hardware in and have it lock in so that I can crawl underneath and put the backing plates and the nuts and washers on, and I'd have to have somebody hold it up top. But I didn't want to have to worry about, while you're pushing all that stuff up, pushing the bolt up and out of its slot. So let's say we've got two, they're locked in, they can't turn. Put a plate.
Today, Junior!
Oh, for God's sake, come on. There. And a wing nut on. Now, the nuts, or the bolts can't come out, so that's my idea. That's why it looks goofy. I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's a genius solution.
That's awesome.
So we'll find out. I gotta clean this up and paint it so that we can drill holes in the trailer and then make backing plates and then see what it looks like with the winch bolted in. I set the winch in here so that I could, sorry, I'm tired, measure and make sure everything was right, okay? So, those are my 4 holes. And I really did try to measure it properly.
You tried?
So here's where the holes came through on the underside. That's awesome. That, not so much. I can't get a bolt or a nut on there. So I'm gonna have to come up with, a solution for that. Damn it.
You're so stupid!
Like a single inch is all I would have needed. I was that far off. So, I guess we see what I come up with. Okay, so like I said, I screwed up drilling the holes to mount that winch mount because, well, it's real hard to get any kind of a backing plate. Can't get a nut on it. No good. Same thing here. This is fine. I can make a plate. Still wood falling out of there. So that's not an issue. So I had to come up with a solution for this. So I made these. I'll show you how they hook up here. But basically, I took some flat bar. What is that? 1/8 inch. Cut it so I can get a nice even bend because I don't have any way to bend it. Then weld the seam, and I'll explain what these are for here in a second. Basically, goes a little something like this. Now I got to get longer bolts, but this allows it to be tightened down without wanting to basically, oh, it's not going to stay there, without it wanting to kind of twist everything off. This should be a pretty good solution. And it's kind of nice to know that when everything's tightened down, I'm not just pulling on the plywood floor. I don't anticipate that I'll have to pull really hard to load or unload, well, not unload, but to load the razor. Even if it's broken pretty good, I can take it slow. I can use a jack under spots that might be, maybe don't even have a tire on them anymore. But I'm not using 5,500 pounds of winch capacity bolted to the floor of the trailer. I'm just, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? You're bothering me. You're bothering me. Norman, what are you doing? What are you doing, Lenny? Sorry. Gotta give love to the puppies. I'm not using anywhere near the capacity of that, and I don't have a remote for that winch, so I'm gonna be standing with a corded remote or a controller, and I can watch it while I'm pulling it in. It's not ideal, but it's really the best situation or the best solution for being able to load the thing if it doesn't work anymore. Okay, I think I've got everything done on this temporary winch install for my little toy hauler. So the plan is winch is mounted in there temporarily, because you'll see in a minute where it's mounted at. I can't well, it's just it cannot stay there. It's basically for emergency use sort of thing, because if I break old roach here, I don't have any way. There's simply not enough room to like hand push it in or anything like that. So winch line will come out of the winch, and my plan is that it will go underneath the machine. Then I can just soft shackle to the back here, and then the line will go underneath the machine, pulling from the back. That way I can pull it up as far as I need to, slowly. Who knows what situations I might be in with what might be broken on it. So that was the plan. I think it's going to work well. It's going to be a little peace of mind that I can reload it, and I don't have to. If I'm close to home, if we're just camping a couple hours away, not a big deal. I'll just come home, get the flatbed trailer, and figure it out that way. But we're getting ready to go on a trip that's about 5 hours away. That's not much of an option. So win, lose, or draw, I got to find a way to get that back into here. So I'll show you what I came up with. Pretty proud of it. One thing though, this is a group 24 battery in a group 31 box. I did that so that there would be room for the wiring. There's a battery kill switch right here, and then this is the relay that lets you use the sorry, garage is still a mess, the remote. I still need to dig all of this out and shorten up cables, because everything's just kind of stuffed in here, and there's so much cabling that comes with it that I don't need it all, and I'd rather, this is bugging the hell out of me right now. But it works. I tested it out on the garage floor. Seems solid to me. Now, yeah, I guess I'll show you what I came up with, how I mounted it, how everything turned out. I actually did a good job and painted things. Hopefully we can put a wrap on this, because I gotta start packing up everything that we're bringing with us on our trip. All right, so that about wraps up my little project for the winch install before our trip. Nothing real specific about this video, other than maybe it gave you a couple ideas if you think you might have the same problems. Hopefully you found something interesting, useful. In any case, thanks for watching, and thanks again.
iPhone 17 is now even more amazing. It has a 6.3-inch display with full motion up to 120 Hz, and is protected by the new ceramic shield on the front.